Maiden.
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 Because he's listed under his mother's maiden name and you don't have the same address. He's safe.
It's information we could never get our hands on.
Yes, security questions, for instance, like, I don't know, your mother's maiden name or the name of your first pet.
Where would we get that information, Art? You certainly would never tell us.
Yeah, well, Lowell was her mother's maiden name. Then Bieber never married her.
Guys.
Schofield's father was out of the picture by the time he was born. Took his mother's maiden name.
All right, Schofield had...
She looks pretty good. And she's using her maiden name. I wouldn't take that personally under the circumstances.
Tell me your name.
Your wife. What is her maiden name?
Murphy.
Where did you meet her?
University of Minnesota.
I was thinking about my mum, and all of a sudden I couldn't remember her maiden name. I mean, isn't that odd?
And who be ye, fair maiden?
I be a special agent in search of justice and truth.
Yea, thou art. How can I assist thee?
Qualified your divorce.
Apparently, your middle name was missing and your wife's maiden name. Bartlett used those mistakes to render the whole document null and void.
So you stabbed him in the neck.
Engraved through her church. She's in McLean, Virginia, working as a nanny for a church family under her maiden name, Ingrid Vanderloob.
Any luck locating Adam in Seattle?
No, but I got a hit off his mother's maiden name on some recent ATM transactions in Canada, so I'm going up there to run it down.
You really think Adam could be there?
I don't...
The name on the other plane ticket.
The reason we couldn't find her is because she hasn't used her maiden name in over 20 years.
So Guy Ingram and Burns' wife were going to...
Manufactured by the Porters.
And get this. His wife's maiden name is Wiley. Our dead kidnapper, Michael Wiley. That was her brother. Call HPD. Get them over to Hollywood.
Hinder.
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 Hindered.
But this muscled excess baggage here will only hinder my path of discovery. Come on.
I'm not running away from gold. It's not running from him. It's hindering him.
Point. Hinder! Ah! Boom! Lucky shot! That is game, and I believe match.
Weirdo.
And
if you want to get tough, how about I arrest you right now for hindering a federal investigation? Who are they going to believe? An agent with 15 years on the force and 3 presidential citations? Or a piece of white trash?
There is no chance, no destiny, no fate that can hinder the firm resolve of a determined soul.
Did you tell her that you have a wife, or does that hinder your pickup style?
All right. Even if I was seeing someone, I have every right to.
Find out who the victim was.
Sorry, but that vehicle is part of a federal investigation. If you people hinder us in any way, we'll arrest you for obstruction.
Criminal record.
Yeah, well, going home with a hindering prosecution charge is still better than bringing home an STD.
Anniversary.
Anniversary.
Anniversary. Anniversary.
Anniversary.
A cruise? What cruise?
The one that we bought them for their 40th anniversary. Anniversary. I said just get them matching tracksuits.
So not to drop a bomb on you, but it's our 2-month anniversary. This 2-month anniversary this week.
Paper. Oh, right. Eddie, this is my family, starting with my aunt and uncle, Beryl and Boo.
Oh, Beryl and Boo. It's your anniversary, right? Anniversary, right?
That's right.
Congratulations. Love her like I love Sam.
Can you believe it's almost our 2-week anniversary?
Yeah, I know. Memory this way, right?
Today's the anniversary of her death.
I don't know what to say.
I'm starving. We've been here forever. I can't believe he's late for our first anniversary dinner.
I can't believe you even made it to your first anniversary dinner.
You know, Mansfield did give me this tie on our 5th anniversary of working together.
Well, it's our anniversary.
coming up, and I was thinking, what better gift for my husband than to make our own movie?
What?
This is not about our anniversary.
To see you. I've been wondering how we might observe the anniversary of your papacy, and so sought to consult relics from the last Pope Sixtus.
Well, nothing. It's his anniversary.
Oh, that's so sweet. How long have you been married?
Since Rachel got big with shit.
You know, it's still our anniversary.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Baffle.
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 Let me step in and assure you that my research will go on uninterrupted, and that social relationships will continue to baffle, and repulse me.
Cancer from Grammy?
Life is rife with questions that baffle. All we can do is carry on.
Do you know what he's talking about? I'm baffled, Jeffy.
It's not Jeffy, it's Steve.
Oh, it's not Steve,
You guys just fucking baffle me. How you just don't get it.
Yeah? Why don't you tell me?
This carpet.
Yes. And yet I'm still baffled why you're here, detective, and not at some murder trial. Can you answer that? I can't.
And tell jokes.
I'm just as baffled by you. You just gave our adversary the names we were able to divine.
I am completely baffled.
Look at them. They have no clue what's going on. They're baffled. And the reason for that is what's happening inside Barry is a mystery, and they don't have the tools to solve it.
No, you only baffle me.
Taken out of context.
Thank you for protecting me, although I'm baffled as to why.
Meadow.
Meadow.
Meadow. Meadow.
Meadow.
The whole meadow just died. The whole meadow just died. The whole meadow just died. Everything was green, and now it's gone.
I grew up in that meadow.
Why isn't the queen doing anything?
If anything happened to her.
Dear Susie, 1. Dear Sam, where? Dear Susie, walk 400 yards due north from your house to the dirt path which has not got any name on it. Turn right and follow to the end. I will meet you in the meadow. In the meadow. In the meadow.
It's a wooded meadow, in the middle of nowhere. There's tall grass.
Hey! Oh, relax. Relax. Back to the peaceful meadow.
To all the paintings in their collection. It's called Lions in the Meadow.
The only meadow I know of in New York is in Central Park. We should assume that.
I gotta go deal with the drum circle and the picnic meadow.
Ooh, well, I got some tear gas in the...
They got a picture of a damn rabbit hopping through a meadow. Sunshine and daisies and...
They'd be sitting down somewhere right here in this meadow, then heading west.
And I'm sure it's just a coincidence that a squadron of the 3rd Battalion has been camped in the meadow just south of the cave.
Richard, maybe this was their plan all along.
Good day, citizens. Enjoying the meadow?
Indeed. It seemed perfect for our wedding ceremony.
Numb.
Numb.
None.
Numb.
Numb.
Legs and 10 cc's of good old-fashioned methamphetamine for that extra kick in the end.
Come on, Sucre, let's wrap these numbnuts up.
Super strength.
I thought that was to numb the sense of impending doom.
Exactly. We're just 5 friends on a night out, having a good time.
Damage from my C-section, so everything's just kind of...
It's numb down there.
I could sit down hard on a fire hydrant, and I wouldn't even know that I was sitting.
I think you're the one who wants to numb himself out.
When you turn to drugs to numb the pain, or you catch a disease you'll never be rid of.
Want to be unconscious, we can use the lidocaine to numb the area.
Come in, numbnuts.
Come on, numbnuts! It's a comic book store!
It's
meat? No, nuts. Needles and cones. Oh.
Lateral.
Lateral.
Lateral. Lateral.
Lateral.
A car, more mobility, easier to lateral, easier to lateral, easier to lateral. She can hide in plain sight.
Finding your charts on your own.
I'll check on Mr. Richter right now. Call radiology, get him in for PA and lateral films, and tell him to rush it because I'd really like to get out of here and go on my date.
Most positions like that one are pretty much impossible. I don't know if you can quite visualize it, but it's called a lateral or a sideways reverse cowgirl.
Okay, here's good. Notice how the cut starts right in the center of the throat, moving upwards. Typically, cut starts high, moves lateral as a right-handed killer pulls the knife from ear to ear.
What does that mean?
Leonard, have you ever wondered why my little toes and lateral incisors are significantly smaller than the average for someone of my size?
Booth?
Yeah.
I see superficial lesions on the lateral anterior surface.
No. Post, what you see there are scratch marks on the front bumper, okay?
No, see here? This banana has exposed central and lateral incisors, as well as a white section of peeled epicarp.
Right, the teeth and the peel.
Okay, I found stab marks on the posterior and right lateral side. Posterior iliac spine.
The LODOX, low-dose radiation X-ray stat scanner, provides full-body anterior and lateral views. The low radiation makes imaging safer for children and pregnant women. It is our most cutting-edge tool in diagnostic technology.
15 women, prostitutes, all dumped on the roadside, all missing their lateral incisors.
You really think there's a connection to the victim from this morning?
Her lateral incisor was cracked like someone tried to rip it out with pliers. There was damage to her gums.
So you wonder how to prevent gimbal lock in a lateral turn of greater than 6 Gs.
Gravel.
Gravel. Gravel.
Gravel.
Gravel.
Pretty good. It sounds like you're actually swallowing gravel. Gravel. Mr. Mansfield, you weren't supposed to be back here until tomorrow.
Oh, I have no idea.
You covered the whole asphalt section until the gravel begins. That's 8.2 miles.
Served. Some delicious scrambled eggs.
Or I could go out to the driveway and eat some gravel. Wait, sorry, did you say gravel or gavel? Gravel, why would I say gavel?
We don't need to sit here and gravel. Whatever. For your money or their approval.
Higher than you are. You didn't cut your leg getting into your truck. The abrasion has dirt and gravel in it. A bit of fertilizer, too.
Dripped in my greenhouse.
Lily, can I ask you a question?
If it's, did somebody put gravel in the couch cushions you're sleeping on? Absolutely not. What would be the motive?
No, it's not that. Don't...
Barry, check it out. The gravel you pulled from Tony's ride contains 76.8% hematite, consistent with the mines at Keystone Iron Works.
I can't live like this. My insides feel like gravel. I cut myself when I move.
Canceled! It turns out you can forget how to ride a bike. I'm fine, but oi, did Sam Harpooty and eat gravel?
That's great, Ma! Vibration. We are directly underneath the geology lab, and they're running their confounded sieve shakers again. Hey, gravel monkeys! You need to shake rocks, try jiggling your heads around!
This is the button we're missing from my new evening coat. I found it lying on the gravel. But I was shocked at the talk I heard as I came in.
Fling.
Fling. Fling. Fling.
Fling.
Well, that's rather extreme, considering the two of you had what amounted to a summer fling. A summer fling. A summer fling.
Trashy little girl. You thought you were in love? But she was just having a fling. Just having a fling. He's having a fling.
And the only reason you're still sitting Shiva is because you haven't gotten back out there and had your summer fling. Fling.
Friend. Whoa, Miss McGarrigle, who said anything about girlfriends? Let's just start the summer fling, couple of hand jobs, no expectations. Don't get all psycho.
You know, the normal thing at this point is to say congratulations.
Congratulations, I feel like I just fucking aged 10 years. Holiday flings are meant to end at the airport, bruv, not at the altar.
Don't listen to him, David. This is great.
Goodness knows what she'll do when your furniture gets there, Margaret. She might fling it all out, or she might simply adopt it for Howard's End.
Or anyone else. It's a wonder I don't fling myself at the first kind word or gesture that comes my way, but I don't!
You're not gonna tell me?
It's just a fling, right?
Ever see Stacy again?
What do you mean?
After your big fling.
You think he and I...
I saw you.
Roll conditions. This fling with Cuddy's insane. Flare gun? Scary enough?
Mike and I were just a fling. And not even a full fling, sort of a borderline fling.
It's been 6 months. It's not a little office fling anymore.
You want me to say those 3 magic words?
Invaluable.
Invaluable. Invaluable. Invaluable.
Invaluable.
You've been invaluable. Invaluable. Invaluable.
This is a Medal of Outstanding Service from the NYPD for your invaluable help with tracking down our witness.
And Chuck, not incidentally, it is absolutely vital that we dot our I's and cross our T's here. Invaluable. So, thank you.
And why would someone kill for this?
Well, the folks at the lab said an object like that would be invaluable to any collector.
All the other members of the Senate were relieved that I found out in time. Thankful that we didn't give away our invaluable technology for one B-52 bomber.
Reyes was special. Capturing her was invaluable because she knew exactly how to use this.
There is no such thing as just a regent. Your instincts have provided an invaluable perspective. Stop.
Thank you, Dr. Sweets, for your invaluable psychological insights into the human condition.
Let the record show that my photographs were invaluable to the process. There's no record, is there?
You see, learning even more about hemoglobin dispersion and the magnetic effects of lightning in the case of severe thunderstorms could prove invaluable because it can all be considered causal in the determination of bloodstain analysis.
You tell him exactly.
I do it at his request.
It's very instructive.
It is.
It's invaluable.
Yeah.
I want you to stop.
I can't help you anymore.
Damn, because your help's been invaluable up till now.
Hey.
Cosmopolitan.
Cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan.
Cosmopolitan.
We met on a panel at an energy summit in Berlin. He's charming. He's cosmopolitan, cosmopolitan, cosmopolitan. He's not the kind of man that I expected to fall in love with, but...
Me too. It makes you look too... cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan.
Sure, okay, fine. Let me get each one of those guys a Cosmopolitan. Mister, I don't know what you're going for, but...
She came to New York, she envisioned it, and just like that, she applied for a job at Cosmopolitan magazine.
Well, you're obviously here for a reason. Let's get to it.
As in every cosmopolitan city, life in the reef is not spontaneous. There are codes, rules of social life to be...
Heureusement, this couple is cosmopolitan. They believe life is a sensuous adventure.
Well, then why are they moving to L.A.?
Window.
What is this, diner or back issue of Cosmopolitan magazine?
Elodie.
Oh, this dump felt more cosmopolitan than usual.
Hey,
This is Abby.
Jalopy or one of them new fancy flying machines.
You know, Missouri's more cosmopolitan than you give it credit for, Mitchell. It's got a very vibrant cowboy poetry scene.
It's for $20 to let you in. You push your way to the bar where you drink an $18 Cosmopolitan. Then you stare at a pretty girl and imagine your perfect life together, your children.
Bet.
Bet.
Bet. Bet. Bet.
Family if you fucked my sister.
What?
I'll bet you $5. I'll bet you $5. I'll bet you $5 that I fuck your sister before you fuck my sister.
I bet you $5 that I fuck my sister before you fuck my sister.
Well taken care of.
I bet you do. I bet you do. I bet you do.
Don't condescend to me, Cato.
So, Ira, you got a main squeeze? A handsome surgeon? I bet you're batting them off.
My squeeze is late.
But I work at Harbor Street.
What makes you a do-batter?
I bet you'd like to know.
I would.
I bet you spent your whole life.
I bet you could beat that.
Love Untold.
My bet is a jury will too.
I think it's pretty average.
Ugh, bet it doesn't feel average when you're pushing it out of your hoo-ha.
I bet you're not even the one who stuck it in her.
A lot of money, mate.
Yeah, and I bet your wife was chewing your ear off to get this truck out of here.
Off in 30 minutes.
Our best bet is to identify him before that and catch him in the act.
Bandage.
Bandage. Bandage.
Bandage. Bandage.
Tell you this, it's a hell of a lot more comfortable than that ace bandage. Bandage. Bandage.
It really works.
You almost finished in there?
Where'd you learn to bandage like this?
The Navy.
You were a doctor?
We should change your bandage. 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 Need help?
Yeah. Nurse is gone for the evening, and Isaac is loath to go to the hospital. I make an attempt to bandage him. And I'm just gonna wrap this around you.
Who's that? Well, that's Sherry Morrow. She was found on the Kinnick with an ace bandage wrapped around her face and her arms.
Do you have a first aid kit? First aid, a bandage?
Now you reach into his pack to find the pressure bandage, and instead you find tobacco.
He's alive. I need boiled water and strips of cloth for bandage.
He put a bandage on it. Of course he did. He loves you. He does everything for me.
You're bleeding through your bandage.
It's a bandage.
Maybe covering up a recent injury or a tattoo.
Waste disposal. Blood-soaked bandages, contaminated needles, body parts.
Feeble. Feeble.
Feeble.
Feeble.
Feeble.
You are a weak people. You are a weak, feeble, flimsy, tenuous people.
Until then, I am not a feeble old man. Not a feeble old man. Not a feeble old man. I've got a lot of life left in me. And I'm going to live it doing the things that I like to.
In our empires.
Your father grows feebler, feebler. He believes that we would seek peace with heathens.
Let every feeble rumor shake your hearts, your enemies with nodding of their caps.
Feeble. Respiration. Satisfactory.
Once you've come to your feeble senses.
Nice try, Feeble 5, but this Poe does what he wants to.
Comic books. Comics are feeble attempts at humor featuring talking babies and anthropomorphized pets, found traditionally in the optimistically named funny pages.
Your land has witchcraft.
but it's feeble, neglected stuff.
Pin.
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 Pin. Pin.
What the hell are you thinking, taking a firing pin out of my piece? Huh?
Okay.
Bad after all.
Oh, the heck with that, Coach. Tinkerbell didn't pin me. I was distracted.
Don't watch Adam, watch your opponent. Watch it. Watch out for that foot. He's looking to pin you. All you watch that footland.
Bathroom. And the boss called me into his office and tried to pin it all on me. So I accused him of harassment.
He's broke his left collarbone twice. Got a couple concussions and pain in his wrist.
Well, that's when he was doing all that trick stuff. He's not into that anymore.
These guys are still trying to pin the shootings on a gangbanger named Playboy.
And more importantly, I'm putting a pin in the plans to sell the bar. Since when is that your decision? What, I don't get a say?
All right, you can't pin this all on me. This never would have happened if you didn't lie to me on your Hey Cupid profile.
All right, let's put a pin in that and keep thinking.
How much I paid for your necklace?
Why don't I just pin the receipt to my chest?
He let me know how much he paid for his wife's new convertible.
Houston, but they could never pin anything on her.
Well, how the hell did she end up working insurance?
About
Indignant.
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 So Asher came directly to you?
Yes.
What was Jonas's disposition at evening meal?
Dissatisfied, anxious, indignant, indignant, indignant.
Set up a communication with the receiver of memory.
We're not...
Field, I'm sure you must be mad.
I'm not mad, what's the word?
Furious?
No.
Irate?
Nope.
Enraged?
Next.
Incensed?
Not it.
Livid?
No.
Indignant?
Never.
Indignant?
Never.
Indignant?
Never.
Hungry?
A little bit.
Psychotic?
Watch it.
It's yourself. Oh, you're saying I created this? Absolutely. Give me a break.
You're like 10 years old.
Yes, everybody's indignant. Everybody's indignant. Everybody's indignant.
Mr. Gardner has a point, Mr. Childs.
Exam?
Interesting. In favor, indignant, indifferent. I got like a female perspective.
Fucked up, wouldn't it?
I'm not sure you're in the position to feel indignant right now, Piper.
Do you think I'm a terrible person?
No.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Ward, and in a while I will ask for questions. So please remember what made you indignant when you last read a newspaper.
Maternal.
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 Maternal. Maternal.
Hello, David.
What the hell is this? I thought I told you to dress maternal. To dress maternal. To dress maternal.
Yes, you did, and I considered it for about a second.
And she loves him.
But
But he's with Edie. I mean, she's not exactly the maternal type. The maternal type. The maternal type. I wouldn't be a good mother if I wasn't concerned. I mean,
which has been very difficult, but apparently your body does a nesting, very maternal, primal thing where it retains nutrients, some sort of molecular physiology.
In a sweaty loser kind of way.
I know he brings out the maternal in you girls or something, but honestly, I think he's a creep.
create a room.
But why not hire me?
You're not exactly maternal. I mean, we wanted this room to be pink and nurturing, and your style seems more like chrome and glass and...
Well, I mean, I never really saw you as a maternal type, you know?
You didn't? I've always seen you as the maternal type.
she's just a frustrated dancer. She doesn't mean anything.
I understand. In many maternal societies, young women are forced to perform to raise the stature of their mothers.
10 cc's of maternal love.
Me? Never felt the pressure? No maternal instinct? No.
Decipher.
Decipher. Decipher. Decipher. Decipher.
Are unprecedented in chess history. No one seems to be able to decipher what he's doing.
They'll fit together. If you could do us the honor and decipher how the code works, we would be eternally grateful.
What does the color blue taste like?
And when we hear it, it's our job to decipher it to the best of our abilities.
Oh, children, you did it! You deciphered the clues in my note.
I'm so glad you're okay.
I tried to decipher it, but Gold's closing argument was very distracting.
I'm sure. Yeah, check it out.
I'll go sit on Gil.
You were right. I could decipher the command. It's a set of sounds. A simple phrase.
Can you decipher it?
Carry intelligence, no one was able to decipher it.
Yeah, well, some of the paint residue had faded too much and couldn't be retrieved.
But if we can decipher this, it could...
I have no idea what that means.
According to Geller's papers, he thought he had deciphered the code. 7 steps or keys, each requiring human sacrifice.
We think
Our hybrids deciphered part of the data set that we received from our scout ship.
Mexican, and with this, I have deciphered the code.
Choke.
Choke. Choke. Choke.
Choke.
Would you...
He's gonna choke. He's gonna choke. He's gonna choke. He always chokes. He's gonna choke. Wait for it.
What if I choke her? A drowner?
Give it to me. I'll do it.
What are we gonna do?
When you came in and you were just strumming the guitar and it was like totally off key, I wanted to choke you!
Bumper.
Choke you!
Bumper.
Choke you!
Bumper.
I wanted to choke you out!
I'm gonna go introduce myself.
Right here. A throb that says I didn't choke on what they were feeding me. How your heart feel?
You say they like all of them.
Twin time! Oh, Polly Wally Zoom Golly Golly. That means I want to choke on my own vomit. Does it? I'm a little rusty. I don't remember everything.
This is not home. Home is where your parents put you to bed at night, where they teach you to ride a bike, or where they get all choked up on your first day of school. This is not.
Promise.
All right, just let me choke down some Java. What time are you going to be there?
I'm not sure. Raven, there's fluid in his lungs. He could choke. Quick.
Did you know you can choke any extremity on the human body? You simply need to deny it oxygen.
They were fats. Fabries makes them build up in your organs, choke your nerves, keep your fingers from pruning in water.
And flirt? You wasted your time. And your donuts.
Not if you choke on them.
Don't lay on your back. You could choke on your own vomit. You need water and bread to soak up the alcohol. I'll get hamburger buns.
Carton.
Carton.
Carton. Carton.
Carton.
Who used to burn the toast and drink milk out of the carton? Drink milk out of the carton? Drink milk out of the carton?
When his uncles sit around the dinner table, they look like a half carton of eggs. A half carton of eggs. A half carton of eggs.
Very good chocolate milk. See, the cartons contain a thin layer of wax laminate.
Can't see us sitting on the porch stoop holding a silver spoon, wait for the ice cream carton to come our way, and you?
Yes. Customs had some paper on it. They stopped a carton 2 years ago at LAX. Live caterpillars from Suriname.
For beginners? How many cartons of smokes this set you back?
Simple thing you wouldn't hurt.
And a happy birthday would have been fine.
Actually, the only time my mother bought milk was when my face was on the side of the carton. Are you sure you're all right?
Arrhythmia by now. If you kept smelling that egg carton, it would have killed you.
Now, you said you could tell that thing was soaked in cyanide by the scent?
Peaceful. She'd drink all the milk and return the empty carton back into the fridge. Then why are you all red-eyed and puffy?
On the island. We pulled all of their milk cartons off the shelves. CDC is doing some random testing.
Favor.
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 When we get our dough, why don't you go away a while, take a vacation. Maybe go upriver, see your mother.
Sheriff, can you do me a favor, please? I
want to know if any of the newly released convicts have moved into this neighborhood.
Lab, see if we can match it.
Do me a favor, why don't you fingerprint the fuck out of this place, huh?
You know what's hard? Relying on local law enforcement to connect.
Me, huh? I was reading. Oh, please, do us a favor. Don't read for a while. What are you wearing a garbage bag?
I'm gonna go run now.
Wait. Where you going? Wait. You have to fix this.
Your autograph. One more favor. Hold it under 60 till you cross the county line, and do you somebody else's problem.
Oh, you know what? Do yourself a favor. Get out now while you still can. You could go on a tight schedule.
Yeah, he's on a really tight schedule, and, you know, he's doing me the favor, so, when he says go, I gotta go.
Oh, I see. Well, your boyfriend asked my husband to give this to you. It's a sort of favor.
Or him. I'm asking you as a personal favor to me.
Same day.
And yet she's still his friend. Men in important places whom she can ask for favors.
That dope I left for you, huh? So you're single shooting, left-handed, you're riding that horse. Odds are really in my favor, garbage.
Inflation.
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 1 Cheerio, Auntie?
2. Inflation. Inflation. Inflation.
Repeating, that's less than 1% return. Inflation is like 1.7. I think CDs are 2%. So.
Like natural disaster, typhus, then he takes advantage of inflation and waits. Is that right?
That's pretty good.
What the fuck? I gave you 500. Yes, yo, that's inflation and ski name, right?
Year, and he wants to offer
direct damages, lost wages, the wife's loss of companionship adjusted for inflation. Our legal department looked into it, found no reason for punitive.
No pain and suffering?
Not that it would warrant more than
The economics student here.
Well, today there was a rousing debate about inflation versus liquidity, which Isabel settled by calling Warren Buffett. Apparently he's her godfather.
You're not going to get 12. There's just no way.
8% barely covers our cost inflation.
The capitated structure should allow you to hold down inflation.
And shifts all your risk onto us, which is why we deserve 12.
There's got to be a joke there about keeping up with inflation.
Or bias against him. Are there...
Question 10. Which of the following could cause simultaneous increases in inflation and unemployment? A, a decrease in government spending. B, a decrease in money supply.
You think Fang's lying?
An open currency could free up interest rates, reduce inflation in China. They both profit.
Yeah.
Unemployment is at 9.2. Inflation is skyrocketing. We're on the verge of losing our majority.
Consolidate.
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 Every gang from Seattle to San Diego working together now. They're not competing anymore. They're consolidated. They're consolidated. They're consolidated. Only we lack is a little overall leadership.
You up too much?
No, they've been terrific.
Dad, we've been talking about operations. Tim thinks once we consolidate, we can save about 50% on our back office.
This is precisely why marriage was invented. To consolidate power and to settle feuds.
Okay, stop talking so loud. Look, I consolidated all your data into one database. You are welcome.
Consolidate the funds and be ready to issue payment, Miss Fuller. I'll be in touch with further details.
So many thugs in the street trying to consolidate power.
3rd Street, and according to his business card, he's a junior analyst at Global 12 Consolidated in Midtown.
So, Felicity, what do you do?
I work in computer sciences at Queen Consolidated.
It's go much longer once we have consolidated our position and you've been made lord of the city. We'll want her as an ally.
The soft callus hasn't consolidated yet. I put this break 10 days before he died.
Outcast.
Outcast. Outcast.
Outcast. Outcast.
Chinook, the outcast.
The outcast. The outcast.
Scott Kagan is like a super outcast, or a super outcast, or a super outcast, record of marijuana possession in high school, moved on.
The outcast, the outcast, the outcast. The mean girls. The rage that erupts in a telekinetic attack.
You break an unwritten law, you'll be an outcast.
So be it.
Now we're outcasts without even a place for the night.
One outcast to another? I think about making more of an effort.
Yes, and the first whose patients are all dead.
Yes. Well, we used to be the outcasts of the medical community.
Fine. Give your stupid speech, be an outcast, but you're only doing it to yourself because you're smart and pretty.
I didn't want to be an outcast.
Greedy.
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 We're not going to Cabo. You want to know why? Because you have terrible, terrible instincts? No, because we were greedy. 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 You never should have taken that shirt back from Josh.
7 out. Damn! This type was hot until you got here. Good. I hate greedy people. Greedy people. Greedy people. There should be a way to bet against them.
All right, now here's where you screwed up. You got greedy, and you traded knight for bishop, and you sacrificed your pawn, right?
It's a classic. Not in all the bells and whistles, my man. There's too much going on. See, my mistake is that I get greedy going for all the ghosts and fruits that are just clearing palates.
It worked like a charm, too. Then you dicks had to get greedy and pad your pockets. Luke's a killer, but he's an honest one.
Are Chucks. Yeah. How many Danishes? 6 Danishes?
You can have all the Danish you want, Jimmy.
No. They're Chuck's Danishes. And Chuck isn't greedy, so he'll just take 2 plus $17 million in that ballpark.
It's a damn Rolex.
I don't know.
Not cool to be greedy, bro. Not cool.
I didn't know. Look, an uncle on our father's side recently passed, and he left us somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.4 million. And I don't mean to be greedy, but I think if we invest it smart now, we could double it, triple it.
How many assassins do you figure?
None. They're all taking a little nappy time.
Thank you. And not to be greedy, but we could really use your help on this whole Starling City super virus thing.
Honey, that was awesome.
Yeah, if only I'd stopped there, but I had to go back down. I got greedy and I was careless. There's a
Arm of the Aryan nation, laundering profits from their meth business. You want to call that greedy? I call it payback. Please.